Welcome to the Off-Label Podcast, your twice weekly dose of sanity in an insane world. We got a good show for you tonight. This one's going to be very interesting here. All right, of course, we got... Oh, I'm hearing your phone there. Hold on. All right, so we got, of course, leftists are starting to protest the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, to nominate Kamala Harris. That bitch. I'm sorry, Kamala Harris. Yeah, so they're going to be protesting that. Apparently, from what I'm seeing, there's like 16 different protest requests have gone out for things like that. So it's going to get wild down there. We'll talk about that. Let's see. We also got a radio station threatening to sue Kamala Harris for her fake ads, which is... Oh, this is going to be fun to follow down, guys. All right, we also have a little bit of a flashback about who Tim Walz is, how he was for governor, and some of the little things coming down from New York City. Now, here's the thing. I have a guest with me tonight. He was with us one time. We scrapped the entire show just to have a good time with his ass. Well, he's back tonight. He's co-hosting with me because Davey is gone. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a political awakening going on in this man. Let's welcome to the show, Bret, right after this.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
New controversy growing in Dalton.
Park District members say they believe they are being targeted by Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Dane Placco has the story.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier here in Dalton, the Park District says they're being politically targeted by Mayor Tiffany Henyard for, among other things, putting a new layer of mulch down on their playgrounds. So what are you holding there?
I have 4 tickets issued from the village of Dalton, and each ticket is $500 a piece. That is $2,000 worth of tickets that I have here.
Dalton Park District President Cleo Jones says they were stunned last week when they received citations for doing work without a permit. 2 of those tickets were issued for spreading fresh mulch on playgrounds. The other 2 apparently for installing brand new playground equipment.
So every year we replenish the mulch in the park to ensure that the safety of the kids are playing on a safe surface by playing on some healthy mulch. And we do this every year.
Have they ever asked for a permit before?
Never.
Jones believes the Park District, a separate government entity, is being targeted by Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard because they've allowed the 4 Dalton trustees who oppose Henyard to use Park District property to hold community meetings after they were shut out of Village Hall.
We do not play the politics here, and don't put us in the middle of politics by issuing us these political citations.
But it's not just mulch. They say Henyard is holding up 2 major grants totaling $600,000 for park improvements. One from Blue Cross Blue Blue Shield, the other from the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, by refusing to issue the permits needed to proceed with the work.
We have gone to the village for permitting, and they have been unresponsive. I have a project manager that is working on that, and they just refuse to give us the permits.
Dalton Park District Director Stephanie Wiedemann says if they don't get those permits in the next few weeks, the $400,000 grant to rehab Blackstone Park will expire, and taxpayers will have to eat $150,000 in money that's already been spent for the park's design.
What resident wants to look outside of their house and see beat up stuff? If we can upgrade these things and you're preventing it with a permit, the residents are suffering. They don't get to look out their door and see nice things because you're stopping it.
And Wiedemann believes that she herself is also part of the reason the Park District is being targeted, because she's been a frequent outspoken critic of the mayor's. We reached out to Hanyard for a response to this story and have not yet heard back. In Dalton, Dane Platt.
That's just one little tidbit of the story of this bitch, brother. You know who that is?
I've heard of the name.
Yeah.
I've heard of her name.
She's the super mayor in Dalton, Illinois. This bitch was a crook. Like, she literally was like arrested like 2 years before she took office. She was arrested for like breaking into cars. Then she takes office because nobody cares. They just vote black woman, right? This bitch spends like, they had like a $2 million surplus, and now they have a $5 million deficit because she spent $7 million fucking dollars on random bullshit. Like, a lot of it was like for her campaign, for her running for office again. I mean, it's fucked, dude. But yeah,
but she's getting all the money back because she's finding everybody. She's getting her money back. She's gonna fix that deficit. She's getting the money back, bro. Think positive, right?
Yeah. You're paying for her $200,000 Escalade. Yeah.
So, hey, somebody's got to do it, right? Hey, she's breaking into cars. Hey, she's gonna come up with the money somehow, right?
It's another classic sign of you get what you vote for. It really is. Oh, you froze up there. Yeah, there you are. Okay. It's another classic sign of you get what you vote for kind of situation. And you're breaking down again. Come on. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you just froze up there for a second. And there you go again.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just freezing up on screen. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is another classic situation of just like, it's the vote blue no matter who kind of crowd. Now, don't get me wrong, there are vote red to your dead kind of crowd as well. That's how you get people like Lindsey fucking Graham and Mitch McConnell that stay in there for fucking ever. But everybody just voted her in because she was a black woman. Right? They never looked at her past. You voted a criminal in. You get what you actually voted for, right? However, here's the fucked up thing in this situation that really does it. The people tried to recall her. Because of a legal loophole, she got to stay mayor. And she has fucked that town. She's the Dalton mayor and like the something over the township right next door to Dalton. She literally, at one point in time, dude, she made it a fucking mandate that if she leaves office, the $300,000 something that she's getting, the next person only gets $25,000. Yeah.
How does that doesn't make, wait, so say that, come again with that, because that's a very, very interesting.
The next person that becomes mayor, if she is ever voted out, the next person that becomes mayor, their salary is only $25,000 a year, while she's making $300,000 a year. It's a fucked story, brother, and I want it to come to an end because she's being investigated by the FBI. Like, once charges are brought up, me and Davey are fucking hitting that. An entire episode just dedicated to this story because it's fucking wild. Like, there were allegations where she actually had a drive-by at somebody's house. Like, she actually ordered a drive-by at somebody's house. There's allegations of that, too. It's fucking, dude.
But hold on, because I'm going to ask you a question because I have a question.
Okay.
What do you expect? This woman was caught breaking into people's cars. What did you think you were going to get an honest person in here? But I mean, it's like y'all talked about last time. Davey was telling me, y'all were telling me too, is that these people start somewhere, and these people elected her in. So it started somewhere, and do you think she was going to change overnight? Stop breaking into cars?
Oh, you think that's the worst of it?
Uh-oh.
A fucking Satanist was actually voted into office because nobody gave a fuck. He ran on that platform. I am a damn Satanist. I am everything you hate. And they voted his ass anyway. Because nobody paid attention. And he's just like, y'all are dumb. I ran on a Satanist platform in one of the most Christian fucking states that you claim to be Christian states, and you put me in your fucking state hall. What? He's like, I'm not accepting this place. This has to go to somebody else. Pay the fuck attention. He did it the right way, though. He did it the right way because everybody was like, wait, what?
That was like a kid. That was like a kid here locally. He was like 18 years old. And he ran for something with the school board. He ended up winning. 18 years old. Won. Well, now he's on federal charges for mishandling funds and not doing stuff he was supposed to do because they just voted him in just to vote. Oh, he's 18. Let's see if we can get him in. And now he's looking at federal charges. Whew.
Oh, we just having fun, Stacy. That's what's fuck's going on tonight. But yeah. I mean, people just don't, they don't look into who they're voting for. I'm guilty of it too myself. I've been paying attention more and more this time around. But yeah, like, even Jennifer brought up a good point in Discord. She's like, do you know who your state electorates are? Do you know who their staff members are? Do you know who's actually running your state for them to vote federally?
I honestly don't. I can tell you that. I honestly don't.
I mean, do you remember the alternate elector story?
No, you have to inform me on that.
Okay, so 17 people were arrested because they were not official ballots, right? They were not official electorates. In our in our documents, our founding documents and everything, as far as that goes back, and I can bring it the fuck back to you, it does say that all sides, need to elect their representative. Only one of them can be certified from the popular vote of the state. Okay. The certified vote is the one you are supposed to count. The uncertified from everybody else is just in case somebody has an objection to the certified count and they succeed, you fall back to the other one. Right? It's a fail-safe system.
Yeah, it's like a safety net, basically.
An alternate slate of electors.
I got you.
17 people in what? Now, I think it's like, well, there's more than 17, but and there's like 2 different cases of this going on where these people were actually arrested and put on trial because they're illegal.
Okay, illegal.
They were uncertified vote, and they just tried to switch it in because they were part of some of the states that were going to be contested.
Okay.
So because January 6th happened and it's a blue state, they went after these people and they're trying to politically send them to prison for doing their job. a fucked up story, and it's not a rabbit hole I want to get down with you right now. But yeah, I do want to get down this rabbit hole with you. This is going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago police will face a big test during the Democratic convention. Here's what to know. Get the hell out of here. All right, where is the key point? Exactly how many people are headed to Chicago for the DNC? More than 5,000 delegates representing all 57 U.S. states and territories will gather in a United Center of McCormick Place, which is it's a big event, or big venue, to celebrate the nomination of Vice President Kamala Harris at the Democratic nominee for president, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as Democratic nominee for vice president. In all, city officials expect the convention to draw 50,000 visitors, including 12,000 volunteers and 15,000 members of the media. Let's see, where was it? Are not close. Why do people keep saying this would be just like 1968? There are several coincidences, like President Joe Biden from President Lyndon Johnson dropped his bid for re-election, throwing the nominating process into disarray. But similarities end there. Harris and Walz have already secured party nomination via virtual roll call, and Democrats are firmly behind them to take on former President Donald Trump and his vice presidential running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. Okay, stop. Hold on. I'm going to ask you, how do you see yourself leaning politically?
I say I'm a Democrat.
You're not very politically active, though, right?
Yeah. I say I'm Democrat, but I will listen to both sides before I make a decision. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you're more centrist, left leaning.
Yeah, I mean, I'll listen to you. If I like what you got to say, then I'll vote for you.
Okay, so you're not like far Dem. All right, good.
No.
Because I mean, you're not really politically active, though, are you?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Like you were saying, like the last time, you're like, after that, you're just like, hey, y'all open my eyes to some shit. I want to do this again. Well, what you got? Throw some knowledge on me. I was like, all right, let's do it. So this is actually how this came up, because Davey's like, I'm not going to be here. And I was like, get Bret. Me and him need to have a conversation.
I appreciate the invite, by the way. I do.
But yeah, as somebody who would say they were a Democrat, would vote more Democrat than anything else, would that be fair to assume?
Yeah, no, that's very fair to assume, yeah.
Okay. How would you feel if the party that you backed literally ran an old man who was sharp as a tack? Everybody was saying he was great. He knows what he's doing. Economy's up, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you're still kind of struggling, being okay, maybe it's just turning around. Maybe let's just go, all right, we're getting back into this. He's saying all these good things to me. And then all of a sudden, he debates evil Nazi, orange man, Hitler. And you're like, oh, fuck, everything they said about him was true. He's a doddering old fool. Then your media spits that shit out. Without your say, they say, all right, fine, it's not Joe Biden. It's Kamala Harris against Trump. Vote for me or else. How do you feel as a Democrat having your voice removed from your nominee?
In my opinion, they did Joe Biden pretty bad. I mean, I agree with some of the stuff they were saying, that, he was bumbling fool, and that, he's lost it. And what does Trump call him? The slow Joe or something like that, or whatever he calls him.
Joe.
Sleepy Joe. There you go. Sleepy Joe. I get it. He did look bad at some parts where it was getting towards the end. But then it was just like thrown completely in my face and everybody's face, to be honest with you, that no, he needs to drop out. He needs to drop out. He needs to get out of it. He needs to let Harris take over. He can't be doing this. This is going to be bad for the country. And it was like, damn, y'all had his back, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to turn their back on him and just throw him under the damn bus. Like, you're not even giving the man a chance to talk or nothing. And then they came out and they were saying that he might be dead. I was like, how bad can this get? You already ran him over once. Once you back the bus over and run him over again, we're going to keep doing this. I mean, that's how I felt. It's like, you haven't even given this man a chance to say anything. I know the debate was one thing. I get it. I completely understand how it looked on the surface. But to completely just sell him out and then, oh, well, Democrats ain't backing him because they're going to lose the election. So they want Harris now. That's the thing that kind of upset me about everything. It was like, damn, y'all, how are y'all just going to do this to this man? You didn't even give him a chance. That's where I was at with everything.
All right. I get you. And you are correct. I mean, like, see, I kind of woke up in 2017. Like, you remember the very fine people on both sides? You know, I listened to that live. I had skipped fucking work, and I'll listen to that live. I had fucking TiVo, so I rewound that, and I listened to it again. The only thing I heard was, "I'm so great, everybody should love me." And then 43 seconds later, after he said very fine people on both sides. And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis or white supremacists, because they should be condemned totally. Right? And it's like, okay. Went to work, came home, turned on the news the very fucking next day, and he's like, oh, he's such a white supremacist. He's calling these people, these racists that came out of the bushes with torches. He was calling them very fine people. Nope. I was done.
Because we went over this last time, right? Last Tuesday, we went over this.
Right.
We kind of hit on this, and that there was parts of it that they edited out to make it sound bad.
Yep. They stopped because 43 seconds later, he said, and I'm not talking about neo-Nazis or white supremacists because they should be condemned totally. There's actually a video floating around 11 minutes, 37 times this man denounces white supremacy. And they're always like, why don't you denounce white supremacy? Why don't you denounce white supremacy? And they did this man fucking dirty, dude. As much as you don't like him, I hate the motherfucker on a personal damn level. This dude's a fucking shit. I'd sit down and I'd have a beer and I'd listen to this man fucking rant, but I'd love to have a conversation with him just to be like, dude, you're an asshole, but I get it. You know?
Yeah, I completely understand.
Hate you because you are like me, just more wealthy. You have the reason to flaunt, you know? God. That's what No, I'm not just like the attitude. We are like way too fucking similar. Like, I understand it, I get it, and I like it, but I hate it at the same time because you're like, motherfucker, you got a point.
Fucking hate when you're right. That kind of shit.
I mean, it's from everything that fucking happened. Watching this dude walk across the demilitarized zone between North Korea and South Korea unfucking guarded. How many people do that, dude?
None.
To go back to fucking to Israel and move the fucking embassy to Jerusalem and come back with the fucking Abraham Accords where both sides are just like, let's stop fighting for a second. 2,000 fucking years ain't that happening. Look, I'm not saying he's a Jewish fucking orange man prophet. I'm just saying, first step towards actual real fucking peace.
Yeah.
I can't give that man, I can't not let that man have that, you know? Look at what's happening now under Biden. But yeah, there's... Go ahead.
No, I was just listening. It's just that the whole Democrat thing has turned into a shit show. I mean, it really has. Then I saw today that now they're saying Harris is leading. It's turned into a shit show. It's like the dysfunctional family house that everybody knows what's going on, that the neighbors across the street or next door, and you're just like, God damn, the shit's still going on over there. You know what I mean? You can't help but watch and just watch the shit go up in flames. It's like. But I mean, that's just my opinion about it. But like I said, I vote after what I hear, and what I agree with.
Okay. So listen to this shit. This is how they've responded to the protest. Everything Snelling and Johnson say, CPD won't be going in alone. And the police brass have had nearly a year and a half to get ready for the protests. Why? Why did you have a year and a half to get ready for a protest that just naturally sprang the fuck up?
Did they know something we don't know?
Dude, the theory is they were
That's
going to
my
fucking
question. They had know
off Joe
something we don't know?
Biden.
Shit.
The theory is they were going to off Joe Biden before the fucking elections. Like, that's the running fucking theory. Like, there were fire emergency vehicles at the fucking White House, and everybody's like, this motherfucker died. And he's like, no, he's in Delaware right now. No, we ain't doing that. No, he's not dead. We just found some more cocaine. But yeah, I mean, how the fuck are you actually going to sit here and plan for this for a year and a fucking half? Why would you plan for this for a year and a half unless you knew that you riled up your fucking base and you were going to turn on them for a new base because you found illegals? Huh?
If I had answers, brother, I would tell you, Rich. I don't know the answers because it doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
Snelling drew a stark contrast between the events following George Floyd's murder or overdose. 4 times the lethal amount of fentanyl running through his system with fucking crack and everything else. Nope. Largely unanticipated. Let's see. Drew a stark contrast between the events following George Floyd's murder, which were largely unanticipated by officials, and the protest expected around the convention. Snelling had acknowledged that the officers were unprepared to handle the protest in 2020, echoing a finding. Oh yeah, okay. So they're trying to bring it back to, hey, we're responding at 2020 levels, but we're thinking this could be 68 fucking levels. And in 60 fucking 8, they just like everybody fucking rioted. Like they damn near burnt the fucking place down, dude.
Yeah, I've seen that on the news lately too. I saw that on the news the other day. They were showing videos of the old videos of that stuff, and it was like, holy shit!
Look, look, we've been tracking it for a while. We even called it out. Climate Defiance. They were already protesting for like 2-3 fucking weeks when they were doing the fucking the remote voice in calls for the virtual calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were out there protesting the DNC at that point, and they weren't giving a fuck up. They literally brought in like the police fucking SWAT team to clear those motherfuckers the fuck out. And they weren't even there at that point, right? But they were just protesting the fact that, hey, I'm here. I want my voice heard. You're calling the fuck in. What is this bullshit? This ain't democracy. And I was like, no violence or anything came out of that except for like cops just like pepper spraying the fuck out of people or anything like that. Nothing came out from that. But I was just like, I'd be down there with you. I'd be like, look, I see it a different way, but you're fucking right on this one. You know?
Yeah.
Your voice ain't being heard. I don't care who you want to pick as long as you pick whoever the fuck you want to pick. Let's go toe to fucking toe because the Republicans just fucking did it. They chose Donald Trump by a wide fucking margin. Let's go toe to toe because now you just got Kamala Harris that was just chosen for you.
Yeah, you are correct. She was just chosen.
You know you're gonna lose.
You're right. She was just chosen. That's all. Yep.
Throwaway candidate because you know you're gonna lose, but if you can actually pull 2020 off again, well, now you have another puppet for 4 more years.
Yep.
Because let's just be honest, the only way you can reach this bitch, make her understand, is to draw Venn diagrams. Now, why does she love Venn diagrams so much?
If you're asking me a question, I don't know the answer, bro.
Because they're made of circles.
It's very simple.
That was the fucking answer. I love Venn diagrams because they made of circles and the circles intersect. It's like she talks to you like you're a fucking child. You know, maybe this woman really is smart and she's just like, the rest of the world is goddamn dumb as shit. So I'm going to have to bring it down to 5th grade bullshit levels for everybody. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But God, I want to bring it up. We're going to do that before we get into the Kamala Harris thing. Kamala Harris had made of all right, videos. Let's go here. Here we go.
Speaking of the weekend, it is Friday. How about that? It's Friday. Time for notable quotables.
Are you saying that you ever before yesterday reached out to anyone and told them the story about the kennel?
What I'm telling you,
answer my
Mr.
question
Waters,
first,
Wait,
please,
that's
sir.
not
We
it.
strongly object.
I would never.
That's not it. What is that about? Hold on, what the fuck just happened? Notable quotables. Love and diagrams. Oh, you little motherfucker. You snuck that shit in there. Right there at the end. Okay.
I like to think about a lot of things in the context of a Venn diagram. I love Venn diagrams. Is there a Venn diagram for this? Venn diagram, the Venn diagram.
1 week.
That was cut out a lot more. God damn it. But no, she's like, fuck it, whatever. Stop playing. I don't care. I'm going to take that off screen. But fucking no. She was just like, I love Venn diagrams because they're made of circles and the circles intersect. And you know how everything lines up because wherever they lie in those circles. She was explaining how Venn diagrams work.
Didn't we learn that shit like in 3rd grade? That's what you're saying? That she talks to you like you're at a 5th grade level?
Dude, she's like, I love electric buses because you can charge your phone from a port in your charging port. In the electric bus. And then you had videos floating all over TikTok of everybody going into their cars and just plugging the shit up. This is supposed to be your next fucking president, man. And you didn't even choose her.
That's funny shit, though. That is some funny shit.
It is funny, but it shouldn't be because that's a fucking government, man. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yep. And they just keep going round and round, too. That's the crazy part.
All right. Let's get into this one real quick because this is fucking great. This is great, guys. I love this. Oh, I gotta add it to the stage here. Okay. Radio station threatens legal action against Harris campaign after her campaign used the article to make it look like they had backed her candidacy. The radio station is blasting Harris after she used their website to trick online users. They lied to every single person who saw that ad. Quote from Steve Hallstrom, president of Firestone Consulting Group. Quote, we have reached out to Harris campaign and demanded they terminate this ad immediately, and we are considering all options here, including legal action, he said. Quote, this is not right, and they should not be allowed to get away with this and tarnish our reputation. Whether it's family-owned North Dakota company like us, or major news network organization. Development comes from Axios revealed the Harris campaign was using Google ads to track online users into thinking reputable news sites were giving her favorable reporting. Okay, so you said you had nothing. Like, I was tracking this with you. You said you had no idea what this was, right?
Correct.
Okay. Check this out.
There's the cover. The impact of Biden's economic agenda I'll start on that side. Harris will carry Biden's economic record into the election. After manipulation.
Which no one wants. No one wants her to carry Biden's economic record into this election. So look what they did after.
No, from their side, from their perspective. So VP Harris, economic vision, lower costs and higher wages.
Okay. Check this out. AP News, the actual article that they linked to, the title is Harris will carry Biden's economic record into the election. Her ad, the sponsored right there at the top that's highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
That means she paid for this. Her campaign paid for this. Okay?
Okay.
From apnews.com, their title that links to this article, they edited the title to say VP Harris's economic vision, lower cost and higher wages. So they paid campaign funds to go to these little things, change the title of it, and still link to the article as just like, hey, they endorse me.
To make it look good.
Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. Ask Bret why he chose to vote Democrat, please. Okay.
Why do I choose to vote Democrat? I worked for the post office for 20 plus years. So we were always told that the Republicans were going to privatize the post office, which would mean the reins would get a lot tighter. I'm just telling you. You asked a question. I'm letting you know. And so when the reins get tighter, people start getting fired, and it's hard to get fired from the post office. But that's what we were always told, is that you always want to vote Democrat, and that's what I did. Now, my family is Democrats, but I mean, that's just the reason that I vote Democrat. I mean, that's...
I think it's interesting that you said when the reins get tighter, people start to go. Versus the story you told us.
Yes.
And how they're trying to cut back everything from spending in the federal government. When the reins got tighter, you got to go. That might have been the case with your story.
It may have been. I don't... I mean, we talked about it, but yeah, I mean, that's why. That's why, and then a lot of people didn't like Trump. No, it's not kind of fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Oh, well, yeah, it is really fucked up, but yeah. But check this out. That wasn't just the only one.
And even though it says it above, it's sponsored, that's an inaccurate.
The yellow.
And it's...
Well, because they're taking the logo of the publication and making it seem like that's the headline. They did it again in Reuters. This is how it originally was. Impact of Biden's economic... What are we doing?
Where you
right
at?
there. Go to this.
Right. Hold on. I want to catch this one first. Waltz selected Kamala Harris VP pick for 2024 election on W Day Radio. Their sponsored one was Harris picks Tim Walz, 250,000 Minnesota families win. Okay, here you go again from Jennifer. Do you feel like your family and friends would give you a hard time to vote for a non-Dem candidate?
No, not at all. Because they know how I am. I will sit there and listen and get the information first before I actually make a decision.
Okay.
Mind you, just because the post office told us to vote Democrat doesn't mean I voted Democrat. I said I associate with the Democrats. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they make sense to you, right? From what they tell you is going on, it makes sense to you from that situation. But you'll hear somebody out in their argument when they're like, "Nah, brother, it ain't really like that." Right?
Yeah. No, I completely understand.
Okay.
I completely understand. It was just like, okay, I'll give you another. It was just like Bush. I voted for Bush.
I did.
I voted for Bush. I'm just being straight up. I mean, I have my own thoughts about things. You know what I mean?
Can we get a clear shot on this one? I don't know why they're using a camera and not just a fucking change to that one, but yeah, here it is. I guess it was right here. Listen.
What the original article said, the impact of Biden's economic agenda may be felt long after his presidency.
Okay.
So then they changed it to say at the bottom, inflation is down. Under the Biden-Harris administration, the U.S. is winning an inflation fight.
Right. So Google says that the Trump camp is not running.
So that was just like, hey, everything economically would just be passed down to Harris. They got no fucking plan. And she just changed it in her sponsored fucking ad to go to an article and just titles it Inflation is Down.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting to say the least.
Check this out. Check this out. And this is going to throw you for a fucking loop. There's no law that states you can't do it. You remember what I showed you with the executive order, the video that we had, the HAVV, you know,
was
with
that
all
the
registrations that
the
were
registration voters and all that stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
There was no law that said the government, except for the Constitution of the United States, but fuck the Constitution because nobody knows what the fuck's written in there. There was no law that said you couldn't do that. No law written in
nothing that said you can't do it
or anything. No, the only thing it said that you could not in any way was the Constitution that says the states must run their own elections. That's it.
So somebody just jumped in and put that shit in. Is what I'm asking.
No. That's the only law that says that the federal government has no control over any federal election. Is that the states must run their own elections. So the federal government can register people to vote because there is no law that says the federal government cannot register people to vote. Well, now there's an executive order that says the federal government can register people to vote.
Yeah, that's the one we went through last week.
Right.
Yes.
Which is in violation of the Constitution that says the states must control their own elections.
Yeah, that opened my eyes. That opened my eyes last week. That opened my eyes. I was like, what the? I never knew that.
Yep.
Running these kinds of
that was
sponsored
just found out at the beginning of this
but
year.
other campaigns have done it in the past. Facebook actually stopped.
Oh, there's another one. Executive Order 14067. What this does is it puts us on a global digital currency that the U.S. has full control over. And if you don't play ball, you are a threat to U.S. interest. Central bank digital currency.
Okay.
They have full control. Remember when they were trying to monitor you for anything that passed your account for 600 or over?
Yes.
Think about doing that digitally. You have to digitally trade any kind of crypto or their digital currency like crypto for your everyday life that they have every single track down to the penny. Son.
I just made your day, didn't I? I just made your day. Because I listen to part of it. I don't get the whole story. That's why, when I came on last time, I was like, hold on, I didn't know all this.
Dude, we can do little specials if you want to, where I just lead you down rabbit holes. We'll make another fucking day of it. We'll go 3 fucking days a week. I'll lead you down rabbit hole after rabbit hole with this shit, because I got a lot to bring up with everything I claim. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish this off real quick.
Doing this because they felt it was disinformation. Because when you look at that stuff, and what Google says is, see, it says right at the top, sponsored. You should know this is sponsored content from the campaign. But the average person, they don't read the sponsored thing. They just look for the headline. It's like, oh, inflation is down. Oh, Harris picks Tim Walz. And so it is deceptive. And so, for instance, some of the news outfits are saying, what we're going to do is we're going to contact Google because we don't like this.
Yeah, but why are they contacting Google? Go to the campaign and say you're This is misinformation from you, campaign. This is not our headline. We're asking you to cease and desist it. You're putting our logo at the top of it as if we said it. That's wrong.
This is another example.
Are you starting to understand the argument?
Yeah. Yes. I get it.
It's sneaky as fuck what she's done with the ad campaigns. There's no law against it. I can't be mad, but dude, they're trying everything they have. From what we showed you last time, they're trying everything they can to steal and make it look fucking plausible. Like, people poked holes in 2020 and they shut them the fuck up real quick. But they're going to have to do it on a massive scale, and there's no way in hell they're going to be able to do that.
Well, I just saw a poll today. Well, I saw
a
poll that said that Harris is up now by like 3 points or something. But I'm just saying.
No, hold on. That's just like fangirl. Hey, new candidate. She's a black woman. Wait, she's not black? Hold on.
I get it. Yep.
People are waking up to the bullshit. You are too. You're on the ass end of the situation right now. And I'm actually glad that you're actually willing to at least listen to the other side, because I'm in that same boat, dude. Like, nothing about my political positions that put me Democrat 10 years ago has changed except for abortion, but somehow I'm right wing now. Nothing has changed about me.
Still the same person and everything, yeah.
I still believe the same shit, except on abortion. You know, hey, you have a point up to viability of birth, up to the point that you can actually take that child out of your womb. You have an argument, and I'm willing to listen.
Yeah.
But once that baby becomes viable, there are other options. You know?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. You have plenty of options.
It bothers me that people get to be that way with that kind of situation. It really fucking does, man. But I do want to hit on this real quick. Like, I can't stand how the fact that there is a child in somebody's stomach and they believe it's a parasite up until the point of birth. Like, do you believe that?
No, not at all.
When would you be okay with it?
With an abortion?
Yes.
I'm speaking just for myself. And I'm speaking out of experience. I don't agree with it at any point. There's always options. There's families out there that can't have children. There's always options.
At any point? All right, come on. You got to put
Okay.
You got to put health of the mother.
That one, yes. I understand that. I completely understand that.
Right.
I'm sorry, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just sorry. Carving out what we need to carve out. Rape?
Correct.
Incest.
If you're raped, something like that, or the R word, something like that, I completely get. Understand it. You know what I'm saying? I agree with it at that point. If the child's going to suffer, if the mom's going to suffer, I get there's points to. But just because something happened, I have my other. Just because you didn't get along with your man and y'all split up doesn't mean. Does that make sense? That's 100%. How I feel about it.
Here's the thing, brother. Here's the thing. When this argument started and the whole hands off my body Roe versus Wade thing, damn near 92% of all abortions in the United States were elective. It wasn't health of the mother, like the mother would die. It wasn't incest or rape, because that made up, those three categories made up a little less than 8% of it all.
Less than 8%?
A little less than 8%. It was like 7.92% or something like that. In recorded abortions, everything else was elective. I didn't want the child. I can't afford the child. Things like that. That's where the argument brewed from. And everybody moved away from that point and made it about something else. Nobody stuck to that point. 92% of all abortions are elective, which means you just want to go out there and be a cum dumpster and not be held accountable.
That's some bullshit. That's just some straight up bullshit.
That's where the argument started, and it took a hard left fucking turn with everything else. It started out fucking wonderful, and then it took a hard left turn because everybody got caught up in the rape, incest, health of the mother kind of situation. What about these carve out, this, and then they tried to break out to be like, okay, well, she would have died because they were septic at this point in time. I'm sorry, you had a tampon in too long or something, or what happened? but you still have, to a certain point, when the baby is viable. Okay, we can handle up to 24 weeks. I'll give you 28. I'll give you into the third trimester. If something happens within the second and it risks you, or it's a rape or incest situation, fine. But when you go into that third trimester, and don't get me wrong, brother, there are 7 fucking states that allow you to end abortion up until the fucking point of birth.
What?
Yes, 7 states allow up until the point of fucking birth.
What states are these? Do you know off the top? I'm just asking off the top of your head.
Off
do you
the
know?
top of my head, no, I will not be. Hold on. Where did that start from? All right. Ralph Northam. Yeah, that was it. Videos. Because this was something me and Ashley were talking about. White privilege, white. Oh, you're gonna do it? All right, fine. Fuck it. We're going to export then. Google search ain't letting it happen. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, here we go. Listen to this. There's no sound. Why is there no sound? Nope. What the hell? There's no sound to that one?
I can tell you exactly.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
He was asked about what happens if it's an botched abortion kind of situation, or something's happening at the point of birth, there's a defect, or some situation that the child probably wouldn't live. What do you do? Listen.
I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. I can tell you exactly.
So you bring the baby back to life, you make it comfortable, and then you'll decide with the parents if you should end it.
What the fuck is that? I'm sorry, that's the most confusing. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what he just said. What will happen is if the baby has a problem, we will bring it back to life, we will make it comfortable, and then we will talk to the parents if they want to kill the child or not.
Isn't that called murder? I'm just asking.
Thank you. This was the shit that's like, hold on. What do you mean? No, because this is not a thing. This is where the argument started. By the way,
that's crazy shit.
Jennifer says, Bret, how do you feel about voting for Kamala? And how do you feel about the high cost of everything these days? Okay, let's break this down right now. How do you feel about the high cost?
High cost of shit, it sucks.
Okay.
It sucks.
How much are you paying per a gallon of gas?
$2.87, I think, last time I put gas in, which was a couple days ago. $2.87 here in Texas.
You motherfucker.
Why are you mad at me? I didn't make the fucking prices.
$3.25.
Shit, don't move to Texas. Don't come over here.
Fuck you. As much as I save on gas, I might as well move to Texas. God, I'm paying like $3.20, or seriously, anywhere between $3.10 to $3.25 a gallon here in Alabama.
I love when I pulled up to the gas
hours
station.
Away.
I loved when I pull up to the gas stations and people would, I don't know if they did it over there, but people would put the stickers of Joe Biden on there and put "I did this," and they put it's pointing at the gas price and shit. That made me laugh. But I have a crazy sense of humor. But I mean, that just made me laugh.
Dude, that was fucking epic.
It still goes up and down. I mean, sometimes it'll be over $3, $2.25 here, and then sometimes it just, like I said, it's $2.78 or $2.79 now. But I mean, that's everything's more expensive. Everything's expensive. It doesn't matter where the fuck you go, what you get, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's getting that way because we're gonna skip the other little story I had mentioned here because we're coming up on that hour mark. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead, give you the Rumble link right here. I'm gonna play one video, then we'll be cutting to Rumble. And when we come back, you're going to hear the real side of this. Go full screen.
That was kind of classic. Well, there were a lot of exchanges that were classic Donald Trump, but this one really stuck out to us.
And Nagasaki were bombed, but now they're like full cities again. So it's really not something that, you know. So it's not as scary as people think, basically.
So that was more Elon Musk than Donald Trump talking about, sort of suggesting that what happened almost 80 years ago, I think 80 years ago next year, the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, now it's okay. Kind of trying to blow off the impact of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the mainstream narrative has become cancerous to society. Currently, there is no known cure, but doses of other treatments have shown some promising results. Off-label use has been authorized.